this is Kate Camo, and we're doing a series of videos to help get you started tweeting at conference. This is video number 2. So if you haven't already seen our first video about how to get set up on Twitter, the anatomy of a tweet, and how you can interact with others on Twitter, go back and watch that first video and then join us for our video number 2. So in this video, we're going to be talking about ways to find followers, ways to find a list of followers to subscribe to, and how to follow a hashtag. So we hope that this helps you to better interact with users and find more people to follow that are interesting and content that you enjoy. So you can see here that this is my Twitter profile, that I'm following a fair number of people. That takes a little bit of time to build up, but you can certainly get there. And so we're going to show you some ways in order to find interesting people to follow. Following 1,000 people can also be quite overwhelming because you'll see all of the tweets from all of those people. So there are some ways to better narrow down and filter those conversations to just the things you're interested in. We'll talk about 2 of those ways today, but be sure you look at video number 3 where we'll get into some ideas on how to do that even further. So the first thing you're going to want to do is look for organizations that you support. This is a good way to find other people to follow. So for example, I'm biased, but you can follow Dietitians of Canada on Twitter. We feature activities that are happening and things that are happening with Dietitians of Canada, but we also often feature members. So when we're featuring your colleagues, it might be a way to indicate, oh yeah, that's someone who's interesting. I want to know more about what they're doing, so I'll follow them. So that's a good place to start. You can also follow our new account, DC Member Blogs. So the handle for this is at DC Member Blogs with an S. And this is a Twitter feed of blog updates of blogs written by Dietitians of Canada members. If you have a DC blog, if you have a blog and you're a Dietitians of Canada member and you want to be added to this, send me an email and we'll make sure that you get on the list. But like I said, this is a way to see various dietitians. So their name is at the front. This is Abby Sharp, Kristen Yarker, Andrea D'Ambrosio. These are all and their blogs, and you can follow them and read their blogs by following this account. Another thing that you can do is follow a list. So if you go to the Dietitians of Canada page, I'll show you the page for Dietitians of Canada. So this is our Dietitians of Canada page. I found this by searching at Dietitians Can. I can click on lists. So a list is something that you can create. You might want to create a list of dietitians in Edmonton. And as you meet and start following dietitians in Edmonton, you can add them to a list so that they'll be all grouped together for you when you want to find that list of people to look at what they're saying. But you can see that we have a list that's dietitians who are members of Dietitians of Canada. So if you're not on this list, tweet us and we'll put you on the list. If you don't want to be on this list, let me know and I'll take you off. But if you click on this list, you'll see all tweets that are by the different members of Dietitians of Canada. So there's 2 things you can do. One is to hit subscribe. I'm already subscribed, but if you weren't, it would say subscribe to this list. Or you can simply, once in a while, maybe once a week, go through those steps that I just showed you. So go to Dietitians of Canada's Twitter page, click on lists, and then click on DC members to just take a scan through and see, oh, what's interesting. So for example, maybe you don't follow Leslie Beck, so you'd want to follow her, read about what she's writing about in the Globe and Mail, and see the kinds of tweets that she sends out to her followers. Or maybe you'd want to follow, so there'll be some great opportunities to look for colleagues in this list. Another strategy that you can do is to click on one of these dietitians and look at who they follow. That might give you an indication of some interesting people to follow. So far we've talked about followers and lists. The next thing is to talk about a hashtag. So we talked a little bit about a hashtag in the last video. We talked about the Dietitians of Canada conference hashtag. So it's hashtag DCConf15, CONF15. We want to keep it short so that you can add it to all of your tweets. So when you search, so see in the search box, I've searched for DCConf 15, it'll give you a listing of all of the tweets that are using that hashtag. So right now it's before the conference, we're not seeing a lot of tweets using it, but once conference starts, this is going to be a steady stream of information coming from the people who are at conference and tweeting out about it. So you can click on live and see as the tweets are happening. Top will give you an indication ranked by the, I guess, the clout of the Twitter account or the strength of the Twitter account. So bigger organizations or more popular tweeters will appear at the top. So I would click live if I were you. That way you'll see all of the different tweets. You'll discover your colleagues. You'll see, maybe new friends. The last thing I wanted to talk about as an idea and a tip is as you're going around a conference and you're meeting new people, add them to your Twitter feed. You might send them a tweet like, you might follow them and then send them a tweet like, at Shan Crocker, as we used in our last example, great to meet you at DCConf 15, looking forward to tweeting with you. So you might send a personalized tweet or comment on something you talked about in a conversation, and that would be a way to further connect with that person and encourage them to follow you back. So that's how you might build a relationship on Twitter. So in this video, we've talked about building followers by looking for your colleagues, following Dietitians of Canada on Twitter, following DC member blogs, subscribing or looking at the list of Dietitians of Canada members, and following a hashtag like DCConf15. So we encourage you to try those techniques, and we hope that this helps you to build your list of followers and people that follow you back.